Imagine if you live in this building, you could have a stand just in front of your door.
Today we are going to visit two restaurants in Alfama to ask their opinion about the upcoming Airbnbs in this neighborhood. We're going to start with Tia Camila. What effect did the upcoming Airbnbs and tourism have on this restaurant?
Well, I think it's a problem and it's a good thing as well. I think it must be controlled in some way because we can't live in Lisbon anymore. It's too expensive, and fortunately I have a contract for 5 years, but after that I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably I won't be able to live in Lisbon anymore. So it's a problem in that way, but it's a good thing because it's for the first time Portugal is making lots of money. The economy is growing, and that's something that we needed. So that's what I think. At least it's a problem and it's a good thing at the same time.
How was it at first, before the upcoming tourism? Was it a lot quieter here?
Well, I think it started like 3 years ago. Before that, we had tourists during the summer, but it isn't a lot. Nowadays, we can barely walk in the city center because it's full of people.
So you think it's a good thing and a bad thing?
Yes, it's a good thing. I think it's important now to establish our growing economy, but in a couple of years I think we have to control it.
How would you balance it?
I think there are other cities in Europe that already do it. Just have to control the number of apartments that can do Airbnb in an area.
But the tourists themselves, you don't mind them?
No, I don't think it's a problem. It's good for the country.
The second restaurant we're going to visit is Antonio de Alfama, which lies in the heart of the neighborhood. What effect did the upcoming Airbnbs and tourism have on this restaurant?
We have a big effect because we are almost 80% of our customers are tourists, and it's been good for us.
You think it's good that there are so many tourists here?
Yes, it's excellent because we have more employment for our country, economy, everything's getting better. So.
Okay, so you think there's no problem with for the locals? The locals are angry because there are so many tourists and they have to leave their home, and you think that's a problem?
For me, it's not a problem, but I believe for the localities, it's very constructible very difficult to live in this area, and have since 7 a.m. people walking and crossing, sometimes making noise. They want to sleep or still all night long. But for me that work here in the restaurant, it's good for the restaurant. But if I live here, probably I'm not going to be so happy with that.
The difference in their opinions makes Alfama's situation so much more difficult to solve. One says the tourism needs to be controlled, while the other says the opposite.